Well, hey folks, Species7 here, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Farm Sim 25, and our first go on the new map. This is the Farmlands map. Dang, sweet TV. Alright, wood stove. It's actually a pretty darn nice house. So thanks everybody for the support when I did the sneak peek on it. It was nice to see you guys all jumped in to go, oh yeah, what are you going to play next? And, well, this is it. This is our farm. Indeed, I actually really like this. I think this is one of the best farmhouses we've found so far. Very cool, because you can park your tractors underneath it. Cool, huh? We have sort of a... oh, actually, I'm going to... there we go. Bring us up to at least one time running here. I was running at half speed so I could make sure everything we wanted placed was placed, and all of that happy, joy. Like I didn't have water down yet, and I didn't have fuel. It's empty, unfortunately, so let's not use up all our fuel. Because as you can see, we have $42,000 to our name. So, yeah. We do have a full field of barley ready to go. So that's a good thing. And that's kind of what we're going to start with. Because, well, as you know... no header attached. Oh! It looked like it was attached. Alright, are we, swathing or what? We are. Good stuff. Good stuff. Oh, the harvester isn't unfolded either. We're doing great here. Yes, indeed. Alright, are we ready? We're ready. Well, happy, joy. And away we go. Our first bit of work on the new farm. So we have animal pens. We do have the cow pen. We do have a sheep pen. And we do have a chicken coop. We don't have any cows, we don't have any sheep, and, well, we guessed it, we don't have any chickens. We have a couple of beehives just down there, and I'm assuming we have bees. So there you go. I haven't yet got our doghouse brought in from the other place, because, well, you know how it is, they won't actually let us move the dogs across borders, so yeah. It's gonna have to be a different doggo anyway. So we just want to make sure that old Uther Bear's doing okay. You know, you're really not in the best place I've ever seen a tree be. Just letting you in on that one there, bucko. Alright, well, we shall do our best to accommodate. There we go. Fine, cut in and we're away. Alrighty. So everybody's doing well. It is the 18th day of November as I record this. Indeed. Does this seem like really loud, that harvester? Because I could hardly hear myself. I got a feeling though if I turn it down, every other vehicle in the game is going to sound like it's, you know, powered by air, so we'll have to see how it is. I do believe we have a trailer. I think we do. And I know we do actually have a tractor to pull it with, so of course that's always a good thing. Now, it's a little quieter in here. I mean, it's pretty cool. Excuse me, we're not going to end up getting rich off of this barley harvest. That's for sure. And we may not want to exactly sell it off either. We can't use it, of course, for the cattle or the sheep. And by sheep, I mean, you know, goats. And by cattle, I mean water buffalo. Bees, I actually mean bees, though. I hope. You know, For all we know, we might just have a bee's hive full of mud wasps. I really don't know. I forgot to look when we drove right by them 18 seconds ago. Whoa, where you going, dude? This thing's got a backwards that just doesn't quit. There we go. So big shout out to all my regular viewers. I always appreciate your support. And to anyone new to the channel that might be watching, hey, hope you enjoy it. And if you do, maybe consider hitting the like button. Maybe even consider dropping a subscription if you think it's worth your time. There's not a real big fee associated, as far as I know. It's pretty cheap to do. Yeah, even by my standards. Of course, I have no standards, so why does that count? Up ahead, just as a sort of touristly little point, is don't ever do that, by the way. Those things, they'll eat you. We have a bit of an apple orchard, which should hopefully provide us at some time with a bit of an apple. And from what I understand, apple bits are worth pretty decent money. So yeah, we've got that to look forward to. The same thing going on here. We have a little village of raspberry plantations. We've seen those before. And then this, well, this is a different thing altogether. We are getting into the business of growing specialty herbs for teas. Indeed. Indeed. You know, rosehip, lemongrass, that sort of thing. All, you know, peppermint. I do like mint plants. They're amazing. I've had some, we had what it was actually called chocolate mint, and I kid you not, if you chewed on the leaves, you could have swore you were eating an After 8 bar. It was that good. Oh, the pickup spots are right on the road. You'd almost think I'd arranged that. Wait, I arranged it that way. That's it. Okay. Really? Okay, let's drive her down this end. How are we doing here? No, we're not quite half full. So, But then again, you don't expect, just curious actually, what are we getting? Yeah, 22% yield bonus. So, that's what happens when you be planting your own fields. Oh, we are doing 3-day, I believe, seasons. Yeah, 3 days. Here we go. Seasonal growth, yes. One thing I want to do... Okay, I turned the field stone off. Yeah, just... I don't know. It's one of those things. You know. I suppose if you wanted to be realistic about it, a homestead-style map is probably one of the few where it should actually be turned on, right? Because most of the maps you play, like what most of the mod authors are doing, if you look at their stuff, it's like, well, this is in Westchester, England, and on farming property that's been here for, 84,000 years, or whatever the heck it is. And in that amount of time, odds are they've picked most of the freaking stones out of the dirt, you know? Whereas, again, yeah, here on a homestead-style map, other than this field, and who knows how many times it's been worked, obviously with some of the stuff that's here, it's not the first one being the only field, but anything else we cut in, yeah, I could expect stones, but you know what? It's a pain in the butt. So, yeah, we're going to skip it this time. We're still going to require plowing, we're still going to be doing all of that. I don't do crop destruction, because it's truly my belief that you have to have some sort of a functional memory to use that particular feature. Otherwise, you just constantly, you're going, oh no, as you watch, 8,000 liters of your 24,000 liter field get turned into squishy nothingness. So yeah, I don't use it. There will be no snow. No siree. Just, yeah, once bitten, twice shy. So I'm not going to put us in a position where we have to drive around in the snow in July. You know, trying to get things done. But other than that, all the usual do things to your crops and fields is functional. So there you go. Alright. I believe we will be forage wagoning this time as opposed to baling. I think. If I remember correctly from the gear selection, I don't think I bought a baler, I think I bought a forage wagon. So, yeah. That's what that's going to be about. So there's our beehives. Let's see what, oh, there goes something. Yeah, those are bees. Alright, good stuff. They told me there were some special breed of African bees, but I don't know. I don't know. They all look alike to me. A bee is a bee is a bee. Well, like a honeybee. I can certainly tell the difference between a wasp sort of a bee and a fuzzy wuzzy honeybee. So, other than that, though, yeah, they're... I don't know. I can probably name 30 different spiders by looking at them, but bees? No, not really. Not really. Let us swing forth the great pipe. There we go. The great pipe of emptiness. Or emptying, I guess. As opposed to like emptying. I don't know. And closing up on the big 8,000, 90s, middles. There we go. Alright. Close enough. This was given to us. I didn't buy this. It came with the farm. So that's kind of cool. It's a nice little side-by-side. Built by Kubota. Indeed. Let's, il do. So yeah, our tractors. We got this lovely little Steyr with a loader attachment. I don't think that we... No, we don't actually have a loader. Or, you know, a pallet fork or a bucket or pretty much anything else. But we do have the ability to do that. Yep, forage wagon. And there's our trailer. Okie dokie. Let's take the Steyr out. I'm sure it will do admirably. I see the manual attach mod is back. Something I'm sure the most excellent city farmer will appreciate. I'm contemplating it, put it that way. So, if in an upcoming episode you notice I've all of a sudden started jumping out of the tractor for weirdness, that's probably why. Alright, so whereabouts... Hello? Ah. I thought it was at this end. It's a cool tractor. I really like that you can like look through and see the front wheels. That's kind of cool. That's kind of very cool. Now, I need to know that this will actually fit. Oh yeah, lots of room. This is actually a normal height pipe. Beautiful. What more could you ask for? And there we go. Oops, don't you be sliding her forward there. Jumping into the seat with such exuberance that I accidentally stomped on the accelerator. We'll not do that again. Ba 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 ba. Come on, spit it out. There we go. Pipe in, wheels are rolling, let's get. Let's get. Alright, let it spit its little patooey of straw out. There we go. Dun, 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 dun. I think this thing turns a little sharper than I'm giving it credit for. Okay. That side I can't see from inside. Seems to be a thing with these. They like to give you a blind spot toward there. Well, this one's actually not bad, come to think of it. You could probably live with it. It's way better than most of them. Might have just been because I was at a weird angle. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, you can actually harvest from inside the cow. Well, Bucky's. Absolutely. Ooh, there's a nice green one. And another one. Ooh, look, that piece of wheat had purple flowers. There's another one. All those lovely flowers in our wheat. That's just so nice. Isn't that so nice? Sure. Yeah, just another reason we're only getting a 20% bonus as opposed to our usual 90. That's okay. It costs us absolutely nothing to have this crop appear before us. Well, other than, you know, what we paid for the farm, which, of course, I'm not going to disclose because, well, little thing I like to call none of your damn business. Alright. Let's get her turned about because it's fair play. And, oh, look at that. Somebody apparently has no clue what they're doing. That's okay. We'll catch it the next time we're down this way, you know. So we do know, we do own enough of the surrounding properties that we can, hopefully, at least, make a little bit of cash from perhaps some silage or hay. I know grass isn't worth bananas, but, and we won't be farming bananas, unlike the last map. But yeah, I think silage and hay usually have some sort of a value. I know that in real life, hay bales are actually pretty bloody expensive. You know, especially if you're looking to, you know, stable your horsey up for the winter or whatever it is. Between the bags of oats and the bales of hay, you're, well, horses are a rich man's sports car. Basically, they just, you know, don't go as fast, it might bite you. I'm pretty sure most horses want to bite me, so, yeah. That's just my opinion. What is with these weird rows, man? See what happens? You get used to that fancy GPS assisted steering, assisted living, whatever the heck it is. Yeah. And the next thing you know, you couldn't drive in a straight line if your life depended on it. I'm gonna blame it on that. The fact that I could never drive a straight line is a moot boot. Let's jump back in and see how we're doing. Yes, there we go. I like to be nice and close when these pretty purple flowers get their heads pulled off. Oh, yeah. Came out sounding cruel. Alright. So yeah, we've got quite a bit of mowage ahead of us. And again, as it is August, unfortunately, I'm not sure why they chose to start us right here, you know? Just seems weird. Well, right, because we get up tomorrow, and it's September, which means we're down to, okay, there's nothing above and beyond on this one. That's cool. And I guess you only get onions if you buy the, well, in the case of here, Canadian $50 DLC for the game, which seems a little weird. I mean, there are maps with onions on them, but yeah. So tomorrow, which is when we'll be finished this, barley, canola, and I imagine wheat. Or this is going to be the only other thing. Yeah. Okay. Whoop. So yeah, we're definitely going to want to get some mowing done right away. I mean, we can replant this field pretty quick, right? I'll just hire somebody to come in, and once I get the straw off it, we can hire someone to come in to plow it and till it, get it ready for seeding, whatever it takes. I don't think we need the tillage, actually. I do believe that my seeder will accomplish that all on its lonesome. So that's a goodly thing. Tis indeed. Come here. Thought I forgot about you, didn't ya? Swoosh. Yes. Alright. Well, it's not too crooked. Whoops. I was actually watching the compass. Yeah, on a straight line we'd end up diagonal on this thing. By the time we hit the end of the field, we'd be on the other side of the tractor and the trailer. So, looks like at about 270 we're pretty close for most of it. If we cut like a half line so that we could run without having to worry about the current edge, we could definitely straighten these lines out. Because the field is laid out on the cardinal points, in this case at any rate, so... This is a big field, man. Dang. Big field indeed. Unfortunately, we're going to fill up on the off side this time. Just saw the different colors up on the top there, and I thought, oh yeah, must be one of them weeds sitting right on top of all the grain in the harvester. But no, I think that's just bits of it sticking out that haven't been quite covered yet with product here. Oh, some nice red flowers. That's cool. Those will go nice with the purple ones. We just make our tea right here out of the wheat field. Yeah, this field's definitely set up 90 to 270, so it would be easy enough to do straight rows had I bothered to look at the compass even once during our, you know, formative harvesting, shall we say. Ooh, I might get to the end, but I don't think so. But I guess the important thing is we'll be as far away from the tractor and trailer as is physically possible and still have them both on the same field. So that's you know, that's a bonus. Many people work years to try and achieve such things, but yeah. Alrighty, back we go. No. Oh, that little forklift thing we were just in, that belongs to the shop. That's not actually ours, so yeah. It comes with the map, I mean the farm. Well, the shop part of the farm, so. But yeah, it just sits there for some odd reason. And we're welcome to use it, but we can't take it home. Which is fine. I think it does like 12 kilometers an hour. I don't want to drive it home anyway. Alright. Nasty us. See, this is the part where we'd be destroying many crops, because I would have forgotten about it. So instead of backing up the harvester, I would have just driven up beside it and then went, ah, yeah, I'm an idiot. And then I'm going to drive back out. Yeah. There goes another 1,000 liters. So yeah, not a super huge trailer, but looks like it's going to fit at least a couple loads of off the harvester here. 3 probably. 4th one won't quite fit. No, it won't, because this is a 2 and we're at 64%. So yeah, we can fit one more in there. Nice. It's 32% each, and that'll take us up to like 96% of a full trailer. Whoop-de-doop-de. Whoop. Having a beautiful sunny day here on the beautiful west coast of British Columbia, Canada. I must say, I don't have any heat on, and it's actually getting a little bit too warm in here. I'm going to have to go and open the window. No, it's serious. I know, it's middle of November, it's Canada. I went out for my walk this morning. I was wearing a parka and a toque and gloves. But here at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, inside my apartment where the sun is just blasting against the back windows, I have the blackout curtains closed, of course, otherwise I wouldn't be able to see what I'm doing here right now. I would just see this bright gray glare across everything. But yeah, just the amount of heat that builds up between the window and the curtains is enough to start pushing all the cold air out of the room and warm it up quite nicely. So I think I should at some point get all bundled up, because it might be nice enough if you're standing there, but I want to take the e-bike out for a little zoom. It's been so rainy and miserable lately, I haven't taken it out in a while. And one of the last things I did was fully charge the battery. So, don't like to leave it on a full charge for months on end. It's not good for it. I'd like it down at about 80%. Unfortunately, with a 100-mile range, I gotta go for a pretty reasonable little chufty on it to get that down there. So, but yeah, I'm going to probably attempt that this afternoon. Or at least a portion of it. But it is going to be darn cold. Because even though, as I say, it's getting overly toasty in my apartment, I believe the actual temperature outside is 7 degrees Celsius. And it's supposed to go down to -3 tonight. So I assume it's going to stay clear for the rest of the day. Without any cloud cover at night, of course, the heat from the ground just goes poof in about the first half hour in darkness. And then proceeds to get colder and colder and colder and colder until about 2 o'clock the next afternoon when the sun has finally warmed it back up. So yeah, makes for pretty cold nights when we have clear days here this time of year. I mean, relatively pretty cold for the West Coast. Let's just put it that way. As I've mentioned many times, I'm way too spoiled now to live anywhere else in Canada. I used to live in Ottawa, and yeah, where it would, you know, go down to this time of year, it would probably be, yeah, 20, 25 below on a colder day. And at the peak of cold in January at some point, I have seen it dip down to 40 below zero. Yes, 40 below zero. And yeah, that's pretty cold. That's the one where you end up with the icicles on your nose. So, but here, yeah, -3 is like, you know, what's wrong? Did we forget to pay our heating bill? Yeah. So, yeah, spoiled rotten. Stay slightly cooler in the summer and slightly warmer in the winter. But apparently having the largest ocean on the planet just outside your door really helps with weather regulation. You know, as far as temperature goes. As far as weather, oh god, no. We see weather out here that there's parts of the country they can't even imagine that happening. You know, I've literally sat on my porch and watched as acres of trees, some standing for well over 100 years, I'm sure, you know, cedars that are 6 feet around at the butt, just get toppled over with a sound like machine gun fire, except 100 times as loud because it's tree trunks snapping. You know. And no, we don't get a big, oh, it was a tornado or it was a hurricane. No, it was a windy freaking November day, man. You know, a little worse than most, but, you know. Wasn't that bad. I was up on the, when I was living on the North Island. Of course, in the very same place, I've also seen it rain so hard that it's hard to breathe. I don't know if you've ever been in rain like that. It's almost a little bit scary. But yeah, it's like, kind of like being waterboarded as you walk around, to be honest with you. You know, there's literally just so much water running down your face, and there's so little room between the droplets for any dang air. But yeah, you almost feel like you're suffocating just walking around. I've worked out on the log pond in that kind of weather, and it was just nuts, you know. Kind of have to wear like a diving bell or something. Okay, we are almost... Well, next row is our halfway point on the field. Man, this is a big field. I wonder, maybe we should use this one for canola next time. For one, you need the big space if you're going to get any kind of a harvest out of it. And it tends to be worth, well, usually, let's have a look before I go off saying stuff that just ain't true. Canola, 16.2 and 16. Well, this is the low point, 21.90 at its peak. Okay? Corn, 15. Oats, 19. So not as bad as it used to be. Used to be there was a huge difference. Yeah, okay, that was why, because we didn't have oats, right? But when you compared it to barley, or, of course, wheat, right, it's better than twice the price. But yeah, I guess now with oats as a... Mind you, we can't plant those right now, so that's kind of out of the question. But, yeah, oats aren't bad either. They're not, again, not quite, you know, canola levels at its peak, but 21.90, 19, yeah, it's not that big difference. You know, I mean, even at its lowest point, canola is worth more than wheat or barley. So, but we can't plant oats till next year, so maybe we will fire down a field of canola here, and then we'll cut our own fields for wheat and barley. Pipe out there. That's what I was afraid of. I'm trying to straighten the line out a bit, but it's not quite where we need it to be yet. There we go. And back to 270 if we can. No, not very bloody long, eh? Alright. Oh, check it out. It's a balloon. Cool. Yeah, those the wind farms you see around, yeah, they are not ours. We are not making money from them. But we do have a hydro plant there up by the house. That's generating a little bit of income for us. Alright, fill her up, man. And we'll go dump this off. And that should pretty much wrap it up for our first episode on the new farm. Let's spread that out a little bit. Okay. Ooh, yeah, 96%. That's what I figured. Well, this starter doesn't seem to have much problem hauling this. She's not going to go fast. Well, she managed to get her up to third. Oh, right, the silo's at the other end. Crap. Gone the other way. That's okay. Now that back there is one of those sell everything points. And that's just to deal with our raspberries and apples, basically, because otherwise we don't. I didn't put down the little apple sale point that turns them into juice, so we will be selling the fruit raw. Right? I'm not keen on getting a bunch of production stuff. Like I said, we're going to be doing the tea, but that's about it. Oh yeah, well that's not going to be an issue, is it? Okay, look away. Don't look. Hey, look at the crow over there. Oh, actually there's like 6 of them. Alright. There we go. And with that, my friends, I am going to call it an episode. So, hope you enjoyed. If you did, again, please hit that like button. Till next time, though, take good care of each other. And ciao for now.